Assalamu alaikum students. I'm your teacher Amna Mansoor, and today we are going to discuss the next section of the homologous series, alkenes. We have started this topic on, I guess, Thursday, and we studied the introduction of homologous series. We just studied the important points of this homologous series. We just studied what is the formula that is used to describe the structural representation of alkenes, or to guess the molecular formula if we have been provided with the carbon numbers. Also, we studied about the simple properties or the smaller alkenes and their nomenclature. Also, we studied what kind of isomerism they do have. But that was just a minor concept. Now moving towards the next step. As you all know, alkenes have a functional group of unsaturation, means they have double bond in them. So if we are talking about the concept of isomerism, let's say, in the topic of alkenes, we studied isomerism is a phenomena in which the compounds having same molecular formula are going to have a different structural representation, and such compounds are called the isomers of each other. You studied isomers of alkenes. Also, you studied a few isomerism compounds of alkenes. Now, the important point that I am going to describe over here is that I said in the topic of alkenes that alkenes perform the phenomena of isomerism, but after the isomerism, the physical and the chemical properties may vary. I told you that physical properties always change, but the chemical properties depend upon the functional group changes. Now, the functional group of alkenes is double bond, right? It may be one double bond, two, three, or so on. Now, if we are talking about the isomerism, let's say we have the compound butene. Now, this is a compound in which we have 4 carbon atoms and we have 8 hydrogen atoms, C4H8. This is a butene. If there were 10 hydrogen atoms, it will be butane. So having a 2 less number of hydrogen atoms means the presence of one double bond is making it an unsaturated hydrocarbon that falls into the category of the homologous series called alkanes. Now I'm going to draw any of the isomer. Let's say we have CH3, CH2, CH, CH2. This is, now just tell me, okay, just focus on the concept that either these two compounds have any different number of carbon atoms. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Both have 4 number of hydrogens and 8 number of 4 number of carbons and 8 number of hydrogens. They do not have any difference in the molecular formula, but while predicting their structural formula, the number of the position of double bond have been changed. Here you can say it is our 2-ene, means 2 butene, but in this compound it is 1 butene. There is another possibility of isomerism, that is, let's say C okay, this is another possibility. Okay, now focus on the compound. This is one of the example of isomerism that any of you, one of the student has solved this example in the worksheet, and that was incorrect because the student made 5 bonds of this carbon atom. He represented one of the hydrogen over here. Just look at the point, 2, 3, 4. 4 bonds of the carbon are completed over here. So it does not have any hydrogen atom and it doesn't need any because the octet of the carbon have been completed. So this is also an isomer of this butene. 1 2 3 4 4 hydrogens, 3 and 3 6 and 2 8 8 4 carbons and 8 hydrogens. So it is also an isomer of alkene. The name is butene. Now the important point is we have 3 isomers drawn on the board, and all these 3 isomers are of butene. Now the next point arises, either the physical and the chemical properties of this compound are going to be changed, as in the case of alkanes. In alkanes we said physical properties are always going to change. Similarly, physical properties will be changed, right? Now talking about the chemical properties, we said the chemical properties depends upon just one thing, and that one thing is called functional group, right? Now what the functional group in the case of alkenes or in the case of these isomers are? We said alkanes have a functional group of unsaturation, means this is the functional group, right? Now this compound is going to predict the chemical properties, means the chemical reactions and the chemical formation or some other kind of reactions, because of the presence of double bond. So here is the point due to which the compound is going to react. Same is at this point and this at this point. Now consider the situation. In all the 3 isomers of butene, we have same functional group. It means they will have the same chemistry. There will be no change in the chemical properties. No change in the chemical properties means, for example, if we are going to perform some kind of reactions, then all the reactions, or you can say one or more than one reaction, all the reactions we are going to perform either in the laboratory or in the industry, in the commercial scale, all these reactions will be performed in the same phenomenon, giving the same products, or the products may vary depending upon the position of the double bond, but the main nature of the product will be same because the initial reactants are same. For example, if there is a double bond, there is a double bond and a double bond is here, it means I told you that in the presence of double or the triple bond, I mean unsaturation, there will be addition reactions. So if we are providing, let's say halogens, chlorine, if we are providing chlorine over here, then it will undergo the addition reactions with chlorine. This will again undergo the addition reaction, and the same in this point. It means the chemistry of alkenes will not be changed. So those students who were asking me, ma'am, it is written that chemical properties may or may not change, what the reasons are. So beta, the reasons are if the functional group is changing, as I explained you in the case of alcohol and ether. I mentioned you that how the functional group is going to change on that case. If they are going to change the functional group in the case of isomerism, chemical properties will be changed because the reacting species, the portion at which the reaction is going to take place, has been changed. But if the case is like this one, that we have the same functional group in all the isomers, physical properties no doubt are going to change, but the chemical properties will be same. I hope I'm clear at this point. Now, moving towards the next thing we have to study some of other physical properties of alkenes. Okay, we have studied in detail the physical properties of alkenes. So if we are talking about any kind of hydrocarbon, okay, now if we are going to have any kind of hydrocarbon and we are talking about the physical properties, I told you the use of homologous series. That all the members of the series have same nature. Same nature means they have same kind of properties. The properties may vary, but in the shape of a trend. For example, if we are going from lower number of carbons to the higher numbers, They will be increasing or decreasing in the form of a trend, just like the trends you observe in the case of periodic table. Now we are talking about the homologous series called alkenes. It has unsaturation in it, and the presence of unsaturation basically makes it a little more reactive. So if we are talking about the first point, they are more reactive as compared to those of alkanes, because alkanes were saturated, they were having a little bit, a more inertness in them, but the alkenes are having more reactivity because of the presence of double bond in them. And in the previous lecture I explained you how the double bond, I mean the pi bond, is have been arranged itself around the sigma bond and exposing its nuclear its electronic cloud in and out of the environment, and making it more and more reactive for any nucleophile to attach to it. Now they are more reactive, but if we are talking about the boiling and melting points, they are not changing much. There is a minute change in the properties of melting and boiling point, but they are not going to change very much because of the presence of little unsaturation. But the level of unsaturation is increasing more and more and more, then in that case they will change their melting and boiling point. But the main concern of your syllabus is lower alkenes, and lower alkenes do not have much higher degree of unsaturation. So in that case you have almost similar melting and boiling points. Clear? Now the next point is the abbreviation I told you in the case of alkanes, that was COWS: color, odor, weight, and solubility. Now let's just solve this for the very first member of the series. In alkanes, the first member was methane, but now in alkenes, the first member of alkanes family, that was methane, doesn't exist over here. And I explained to this point also that that compound is not going to exist over here, because alkenes need at least two carbon atoms for the formation of one double bond. So it has the first member ethene, right? Now ethene have COWS in what way? Colorless. Ethene is colorless, no doubt. Odorless. Weight की बात करें, so weight is basically more than water. Weight is higher, no odor, no color, and not soluble in water, but soluble in organic solvents. So as much as you are moving about the more and more, knowing about more and more homologous series, you will come to know that organic compounds show a very minute kind of solubility in the case of water. But when we are talking about their solubility in the case of hydrocarbons, other hydrocarbons that are very much non-polar, they will show more and more solubility because of the nature and the difference in their polarity. Water is a highly polar molecule. It has a highly electronegative oxygen in it, but the organic compounds have a kind of non-polar nature. So they will be dissolved in organic solvents. That is the main point that you guys need to remember. Organic solvents might possible they will be soluble in water at very lower extent, but in the maximum cases they are insoluble in water and soluble in organic solvents. So if we are talking about they are soluble in water, it means lower alkenes. As much as you are moving up in the series, like you are increasing the number of the carbon atom in the backbone chain, the solubility in the water is decreasing, and at a time they will stop themselves dissolving in the water. But the solubility keeps on increasing in the organic solvents. So this word COWS for ethenes shows they are colorless, odorless, denser than water, and soluble in organic solvents. So if they are denser than water, it means air. If they're denser than air, it means they can be collected by downward movement. For example, if we are having a jar, let's say we have mixture of gases in that. if we have ethene also as a gas in this jar, just let the jar still stop and still in its movement. After some time, because of ethene's high molecular weight, it will settle down. Let's say these are the molecules of ethene, and the remaining dots are some of the other gases. After some time, as being the higher molecular weight gas than other air particles, it will start moving downwards. Let's say after moving this, you can open this from here and move all the remaining gas in another jar, and the remaining, that portion that will be settled down is the pure ethane, and you can collect it for a separate usage. Clear? Now we have the chemical properties. In the previous lecture, we have also studied the basic phenomena of addition reactions that they do and why they are more reactive than alkanes, how the pi and sigma bonds are arranged in the three-dimensional structure. Now we have to take the chemical properties by reactions. Okay, chemical properties की बात करें हैं. We said we have in the case of alkenes, addition reactions, right? And addition reactions were the reaction in which the coming species is going to be added into the substance that is going to be reacted, and that substance is alkene. We have, I think, 4 kind of reactions. Yes, number 1 is combustion. It is pretty much sure about the hydrocarbons that they are flammable, especially the simple homologous series. Alkanes, alkenes, alkanes, they are very much flammable. So the same concept of alkanes applies over here. If you are providing the enough air, plenty of air, they will burn and undergo complete oxidation. Let's say this is a general compound I'm writing over here. This R is representing that any number, any kind of chain of hydrocarbon can be there. And this double bond is representing that the chains and the compound belongs to the simple alkene series. Instead of this, you can also write simple ethene, right? Now they are going to burn in the presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide along with water and also produce heat, a simple reaction. But that is the reaction that is occurring in the presence of plenty of air. And in the plenty of air, the kind of combustion is called complete burning. Now let's say we have decreased the amount of oxygen in the reaction. So in the same case, same substitute, or you can say same compound, but with decreased property of oxygen, the compounds produced will be carbon monoxide plus water plus less amount of heat as compared to this one. And also soot can be produced, means carbon, simple atomic carbon can also be produced that produces some kind of black smoke, and that is also dangerous, along with the production of carbon monoxide that is highly toxic gas and can cause suffocation and some toxic reactions if inhaled, and can cause serious kind of problems for the respiratory tract. So if we are talking about the combustion, we have 2 cases, either complete combustion or incomplete combustion. In the plenty of air, we will be having a complete burning, complete combustion. We will have carbon dioxide, water, and enough production of heat. And in the alternative case, we will have less amount of heat, a toxic compound being produced, and incomplete burning case, right? Now, the second kind of reaction we have Second reaction is halogenation. Okay, just understand a word. Asian. Before this, some different kind of prefix will be used in the case of organic chemistry when you are studying the chemical reactions or the synthesis. If there is halogen, it means we are going to add halogens to the compound of which the reactions we are studying. Let's say again the word Asian, and we are studying hydration. Again, let's say we have hydrogen, and then again the suffix Asian. The prefixes are going to tell us what the exactly species is which we are going to add in the compound we are studying. No doubt we are studying alkenes. So halogenation means we are going to add group 7 members into the alkenes, and that members are chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine, and so on, right? If we are talking about hydration, hydra, that is an abbreviation used for water. It means you are going to add water into the alkene. If we are talking about hydrogenation, it means we are going to add hydrogen into alkene. In your syllabus, I think you have halogenation and hydration. Okay, you have halogenation and hydrogenation. So if we are talking about halogenation, it means any member of the halogen series, means of the group 7 members can be used. But if we take specifically chlorine, we do not need to call it halogenation. We can call it as chlorination. If we are going to add bromine, we can say bromination. If we are going to add iodine, we can say iodination. So simply the case is halogenation is basically the addition of halogen atoms into the alkenes by a mechanism. Let's study this halogenation process. Halogens are the compounds that can be, in the case, general case, that can be represented by a simple X. If there is an X written in the hydrocarbons attached, just make yourself understandable that this X is representing a halogen, chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine, it can be any, but the member is of 7th group and this is called a halogen. We have bromination in our book. So it means we are going to add Br2 species to our hydrocarbons. Let's start from the very first molecule or the very first compound. This is the situation. Let's say we provide, this is Br2. Okay, now what the situation is, this Br2, when provided with sunlight, will break down from here. 2 bromine free radicals will be produced. Like I told you in the previous lecture, this one is going to attach over here and the other one is going to attach over here. And the final compound will be this one. We have studied a little much about the knowledge of nomenclature. So if this was ethene, use this as the parent name. Now what the name of the actual compound is, locate the position of bromine. If we are going to number the chain, there is a substitution 2. So there is no restriction, you can start numbering from anywhere. 1, 2. Now identify the positions of substituents along with the naming. There are two bromines, not one bromine and one chlorine. Both the substituents are same, so you do not need to mention them separately. You can use 1, 2 dibromoethene. Now, here the one main question arises. Students sometimes ask, ma'am, this is a ethane molecule. So why are we writing ethene? We are writing ethene over here because we did not derive it from removing hydrogen and adding bromine. We took a simple alkene and undergoes an addition reaction and form this compound. So the name is basically done on the basis of this parent compound, and the parent compound was alkene, that was ethene. If we took a simple alkene, undergoes substitution reactions and remove hydrogen atoms and perform simple halogenation, then we will be naming it as alkane, means ethane. But in this case, we have ethene, 1,2-dibromoethene. Clear? So this is the reaction of halogenation, which undergoes alkenes addition reaction and forms a dibromoethene compound. Clear? Okay, addition of hydrogen. Okay, one more exception that I just forgot to tell you, that we were talking about the addition of halogen, but in the case of alkenes, lower alkenes, I mean, we have only these two. Iodine and fluorine are not going to react in much cases because they are not much reactive. So they do not react with alkenes. If we are going to make them react, we have to provide the severe and harsh conditions. So in the case of alkenes, they are not going to react. We have either chlorination or bromination in the case of alkenes. If we are talking about some other very reactive hydrocarbons, they can react. Okay, now the next is hydrogenation. Hydrogenation means the addition of hydrogen molecule. Do not ever mix hydrogenation with hydration. Hydration was the addition of hydra, means water, and hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen molecules. First of all, the hydrogen will be written in this form. Let's say we have again ethene. We are providing it with hydrogen at higher temperature, let's say more than 120, okay, we can say 140 to 160. Now we are providing a catalyst to boost the reaction, and in that case we are using nickel catalyst. But this catalyst is going to, at the higher temperatures, hydrogen is going to break this bond. One of the hydrogen atom is going to attach at this position and the other hydrogen is going to attach at this position. And now in this case, the compound formed as a product is, now this is alkane. So this reaction can basically also be used for the manufacturing of alkanes from alkenes. If you are asked that how can we prepare or how can we synthesize alkanes from alkenes, then you can simply say by the hydrogenation of alkenes, we can synthesize alkanes in the laboratory. Alkenes are basically plant oils, unsaturated compounds, and they are basically oils in the room temperature. So if we are talking about alkanes, they will be, okay, they will be alkanes, they are saturated, they are mostly solid at room temperatures. For example, the most common example of alkanes are vegetable ghee, and of the alkenes is oils. So if we are going to form ghee from oil, that reaction is basically representing the hydrogenation of alkenes that is going to produce the alkanes. So there is the whole about the topic today. Inshallah, tomorrow we will be discussing the cracking of alkanes and a few points about the polymerization too, inshallah. So hope for the best and prepare your, complete your worksheets and prepare, submit them till tonight, inshallah. Okay, Allah Hafiz.